Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash, the bondage to our apostles, the elders, a great millstone that rule up. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the heart pushing truth and sincerity. The Father, for what you do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to y'all. All right, it's your brother Dawa Dad from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior or he is the deliverer. He saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you're a so-called Black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. All right, you will not find Black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible. So you need to know who you are according to the Bible. All right, certain people in the Bible was granted the covenant, the glory, the kingdom, and salvation. So you need to know who you are. It's important. All right. Now, if you don't look like a so-called Black, Native American, or Latino, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, well, then there's a good possibility that you could be a Hebrew Israelite as well. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter what color your skin is. It only matters that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, Jacob had his name later changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is the prince of the power. All right, let's go ahead and get into this chapter here. Continuing on what we're doing, just continuing on with learning about our forefathers, learning about the accounts, studying the accounts that took place, learning about the different kings, the different geographical locations, the dates, all that stuff is, a lot of these things are here within the reading the stories out verbatim. All right. We have the breakdowns. However, just reading verbatim is also studying, right? And there's different forms of studying, reading, blessed is he that readeth. So we need to read. Hey, we'll do a chapter to chapter, and then we'll sometimes just do different breakdowns and stuff. But reading verbatim is also important to do as well, because you have to eat the whole roll, every jot and tittle. All right. So 2 Kings 3, verse 1, subtitle reads, Jehoram meets Moab rebellion. All right. So let's jump into it. It says, now Jehoram, the son of Ahab, began to reign over Israel and Samaria. And in Samaria, the 18th year of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, and reigned 12 years. So remember what I said, reading about the accounts, the kings, the geographical locations, the dates, the times and whatnot. You're not going to get the actual date sometimes. But, we got that, we got lineage here. Just in the first scripture alone, we have lineage. We have who, what, and where, right? Oh, and then we have when, right? So now Jehoram, the son of Ahab, also an important figure, right, began to reign over who? Israel. In where? Samaria. All right. When? The 18th year of Jehoshaphat, who, right, king of Judah. Again. So these are staples right here. These are important facts, right? It says, and reigned 12 years. For how long? 12 years. So that's the when. All right. It's not an actual date, but and that information you can just look up. Like you can give it chronological order, match it with the Bible with like Google or ChatGPT, research it in order to get the actual historical dates. All right. And this is things that we do. That's where like the research and the studying comes in at, looking for things on your own, right? Because you will be able to get the times. Esau has times and whatnot, like we know about Rome, the time of Rome, right? Now with these particular kings, since they're not gonna, you might be able to get close enough. They're not gonna say that they were so-called black men, and that these kings really existed as how we describe them. They're not gonna say that, right? Remember, because they try to keep our history hidden from us. So, take it in with a grain of salt. when you're looking up and researching, biblical characteristics, biblical characters, biblical historical events and things of that such, and really just, you can ask the apostles and elders or watch their videos because they do, sit downs on all these types of things that are in the Bible. And it's good because it'll give you context, you know. It's good to know our history of our ancestors and stuff like that. But Esau is going to distort it. Esau is going to hide it. Esau is going to lie. Esau is going to manipulate. So, you know, when you go to Google and ChatGPT and whatnot, you have to, after you get their perspective, then you have to go and buy a whole history book. But this is just, it's really like we're in a time of prophecy. So really, you don't even need to do all of that. But after you're done learning the prophecies and whatnot and getting the Hebrew, learning important things, this stuff is important as well. Eating the whole roll, getting all the facts and the historical context and whatnot. All right, so let's continue on rambling. It says, and he wrought evil in the sight of the Lord. So this is important to know, all right, because same thing that happened in the first Kings is happening in the second Kings, right? It's just continuing, right? And then we understand why, the Lord turned his back on us. It says, and he wrought evil on the side of the Lord, but not like his father, but he still wrought evil though. And like his mother, oh shit, for he put away the image of Baal that his father had made. Nevertheless, he cleaved unto the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which had Israel to sin, which made Israel to sin. He departed not therefrom. And Mesha, king of Moab, was a sheep master and rendered unto the king of Israel an 100,000 lambs and 100,000 rams with the wool. But it came to pass when Ahab was dead that the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel, and King Jehoram went out of Samaria at the same time and numbered all Israel. And he went and sent to Jehoshaphat the king of Judah, saying, the king of Moab hath rebelled against me. Wilt thou go with me against Moab to battle? And he said, I will go up. I am as thou art, my people as thy people, and my horses as thy horses. And he said, which way shall we go up? And he answered, the way through the wilderness of Edom. So the king of Israel went, and the king of Judah, and the king of Edom, and they fetched a compass of 7 days' journey, and there was no water for the host and for the cattle that followed them. So all this stuff is important, man. We're reading. So now we getting understanding of, the rebellion, right, from the king of Moab, and Jeroham. Let's see. Okay, I got terrible memory. As I'm reading, I forget things. Yeah, Jehoshaphat. Right. So Jehoram and Jehoshaphat are making a league with each other in order to thwart this rebellion. So let's keep going. It says, and the king of Israel said, alas, that the Lord hath called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hand of Joab. It says, but Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord that we may, this is talking cash shit, man. It says that we may inquire of the Lord by him. And one of the king of Israel's servants answered and said, here is Elisha, the son of Shaphat, which poured water on the hands of Elijah. And Jehoshaphat said, the word of the Lord is with him. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. All right, so you got Jehoram, and Jehoshaphat, and you have the king of Edom as well, making league against Moab. It says, and Elisha said unto the king of Israel, what have I to do with thee? Get thee to the prophets of my father, and to the prophets of my mother. And the king of Israel said unto him, nay, for the Lord hath called these 3 kings together to deliver them into the hand of Moab. And Elisha said, as the Lord liveth, as the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, surely were it not that I regard the presence of Jehoshaphat the king of Judah, I will not look toward thee, nor see thee. But now bring me a minstrel. And it came to pass, when the minstrel played, that the hand of the Lord came upon him. And he said, thus said the Lord, make this valley full of ditches. For thus said the Lord, ye shall not see wind, neither shall ye see rain. Yet that valley shall be filled with water, that ye may drink, both ye and your cattle and your beasts. And this is but a light thing in the sight of the Lord. He will deliver the Moabites also into your hand. And ye shall smite every fenced city and every choice city, and shall fell every good tree, and stop all wells of water. And stop all wells of water, and mar every good piece of land with stones. And it came to pass in the morning, when the meat offering was offered, that behold, there came water by the way of Edom, and the country was filled with water. And when all the Moabites heard that the kings were come up to fight against them, they gathered all that were able to put on armor and upward, and stood in the border. And they rose up early in the morning, and the sun shone upon the water, and the Moabites saw the water on the other side as red as blood. And they said, this is blood, the kings are surely slain, and they have smitten one another. Now therefore Moab to the spoil. And when they came to the camp of Israel, the Israelites rose up and smote the Moabites, so that they fled before them. But they went forward, smiting the Moabites, even in their country. And they beat down the cities, and on every good piece of land cast every man his stone, and filled it. And they stopped all the wells of the water, and felled all the good trees. Only in Kirhareseth left they the stones thereof. Howbeit the slingers went about it and smote it. And when the king of Moab saw that the battle was too sore for him, he took with him 700 men that drew swords to break through even unto the king of Edom, but they could not. Then he took his eldest son that should have reigned in his stead, and offered him for a burnt offering upon the wall. And there was a great indignation against Israel, and they departed from him and returned to their own land. So, there's some crazy stuff that's going on, man, in that chapter. Those are little one. I'm just going to do a deeper one later tonight. So, Lord, we can sit down and do a couple chapters. Yeah, man, we're just reading the accounts, all right? So, all right, y'all.